You want to know the real breakfast of champions? The dish that all of my role models have mastered in the kitchen and the one I'm learning how to cook right meow? Humble pie with power punch. That warm, aromatic blend of grounded approachability with a high-intensity kick of personal power. Some say humility and power taste weird together. I'm discovering you just need the right kinds in the right amounts and then, magnifique. That's a horrible accent. See, as a wee bot, my first helping of humility came in the form of plain crackers that tasted like thinking less of myself, lowering my standards, playing small, not taking up too much space, giving other people the credit, and being self-deprecating. I didn't know this at the time, but it wasn't real humility. It was false modesty. Ugh, gross, don't eat that. This totally contaminated the ingredients for my towering cake of personal power because every attempt to fully bake it was deflated by the limited size humility could ever allow me to become. Does that make sense? Humility said I had to remain lesser than others to be humble, and power said I had to be greater than others to be powerful. And I just sat there in the middle confused with my batter and whisk and nothing to show for it. This view of human nature, one of hierarchy and dominance, just didn't quite hit the spot, especially once I met the people who cooked that humble pie and power punch, that yummy, yummy, yum. You're singing with me. So I went back to the kitchen and tried some of their recommended variations of humility, infused with these quotes. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. And humility is the secret of secrets for self-expansion, for world inspiration, and for world transformation. Ooh. Those descriptions were more palatable because they recognized humility not as a diluting or suppressing agent or a fragile wafer who gets shuffled aside and undermined, but as a potent element of personal power itself, a source of intrinsic inspiration for growth and change. By these definitions, humility and power weren't working against each other. They were different shades of the same color. And they didn't exist in a paradigm of dominance. When the humble pie and power punch are just right, we can access humility and power from a place of worthiness and confidence, and not use it to intimidate others or be trampled by others, but instead ignite the same in other people like candles, one by one. So many analogies in this episode. Now that it's 2020, I realize I need to see my own human nature from this position of humble pie and power punch. I want to remain approachable to everyone while also fully actualizing who I am. My goal in greatness is not to overpower, but to empower. And my role models exemplify this by staying fueled with humble pie and power punch, the real breakfast of champions, results you can taste.